All right, welcome back. ACC football kickoff in Charlotte. I have the privilege to be joined by Danny Morrison. When we're talking about regional sports, one of the biggest names around because Southern Conference commissioner back in the day, president of the Charlotte Panthers, and now executive president of the Charlotte Sports Foundation.
Well, actually, I've been the executive director of the Charlotte Sports Foundation since 2019. The former executive director, Will Webb, he ended up he got Parkinson's. So I was on the board when I was with the Carolina Panthers, and then so they asked me if I'd be interested in doing the executive director role. So I've been doing that for the last 6 years. And we moved Will Pitts into that role on April 1 of this year. So now I'm an executive advisor, a fancy term, which works good. Still teach.
Because say the most impressive title is professor.
Well, still teach a couple of classes at South Carolina. I've been doing that since 2017. So I was with the Panthers from 09 to 17. Then we went to the beach. So we live out at Sullivan's Island right outside of Charleston. And I thought I'd just teach a couple of classes and do a little consulting. And then this Charlotte Sports Foundation. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. And Will Pitts is ready. He's awesome. And I look forward to this new role.
Absolutely. Listen, that's kind of why all of us do it. We still have a little desire to get out there and do some work. And I want to hit on you about your experience first with SoCon as commissioner back in the day. Can you imagine what these commissioners and conferences and coaches are now going through at the Southern Conference level? Because, in my opinion, you mine a diamond in the rough, and you get a good player, you pretty much count on him going out because he's going to get paid by somebody bigger.
Well, you got to adjust to the times, and the SoCon has such a rich history. Founded in 1921, birthed the SEC in 1932. And the ACC in 53. So it's been a great conference for a long, long time. What I love about the Southern Conference, they've kept their roots of being regional, and it's a bus league, if you will, which I think works great, creates a lot of rivalries. It has kind of a microcosm of higher ed in America with large, small, public, private, military, and you just adjust. People talk about how many players you might lose now, and that's the reality of the world. But you also have an opportunity to recruit a better freshman than you've ever been able to recruit because so many are into the transfer portal. So you just have to adjust. I think the Southern Conference teams have done well. I'm a Wofford grad. I was AD there for a long time. Been thrilled with how Wofford's done in the Southern Conference. And I think you just got to be nimble and you just got to keep adjusting to the times.
You mentioned Wofford. I mean, they had put the league on notice back in the day and now have the Jerry Richardson Indoor Basketball Stadium, I believe. It is by far the nicest facility in mid-major basketball, bar none. And really put the pressure on Furman. And now, I don't know if you saw, October 26th, Alabama's coming into the newly refurbished Timmons Arena to play an exhibition game.
Well, that's fantastic. They've done a great job at Furman. And I would agree with you on the Jerry Richardson Indoor Stadium. It's an amazing facility. It was done first class. Richard Johnson, who was the AD, spent a lot of time working on all the little things associated with that facility. And not only that, you had Ron Smith, who I think is one of the best architects in all of the country. He's certainly done a lot of wonderful facilities in the region, and he just did an amazing job with it. He went and studied the cathedrals of college basketball and took some of those concepts and put it into a modern environment.
Yeah, I love going over there and covering a game. Actually, one of the most exciting games, I believe I saw you there, didn't take place in Spartanburg this year. It was the finals of the Southern Conference tournament. where the two, even though Furman was on spring break, they had a bunch of students. Wofford students were there and it started an hour before tip-off, them chanting back and forth at each other. That might be one of the best environments I've ever witnessed a basketball game. It was Southern Conference level.
Well, Asheville's a great place for the Southern Conference tournament. They do a great job there. The SoCon always puts extra efforts into making it first class for the players and the teams and so forth. And that rivalry is important. The Furman
rivalry in the South.
Yeah, the Furman-Wofford rivalry, very important. They're both great schools. They're doing things the right way. And so, I think the more intense that rivalry can be, the better for both schools.
And the fact that, Furman has been able to hold on to Bob Ritchie really because of the putting the money into the new arena. But
well, he's done a great job.
He has.
Continuity is probably one of the most underrated assets in all of, well, with a caveat, with people that are always trying to get better. We had the good fortune at Wofford for a long time with amazing continuity. You had Mike Ayers for 30 years, which and you saw the fruits of that. Amazing coach, great person. And then you had Richard Johnson for 15 years or so, and Mike Young was his assistant. And then Mike Young, when Richard moved into the AD slot for 15 years. So in two of the most high-profile sports, you had pretty amazing continuity. And now I think Dwight Perry's doing well, Sean Watson. So it's good.
Yeah, Wofford, some people say they rolled the dice with Dwight, but he's done such a great job. It rolled into winning the Southern Conference tournament this year. All right, Charlotte sports. What's coming with that? Any, Charlotte has joined Atlanta as one of the hotbeds of the opener of college football season, and very much looking forward to football right around the corner, but y'all have your hands on a whole lot more than just football.
Well, we're excited about our whole lineup, and we were primarily a bowl game and maybe a neutral site game, and so we've been trying to diversify, have different events, and it's really worked out well. We have a pretty simple mission: bring high-profile sports to Charlotte that have economic impact and add to the quality of life. And so this year, for instance, Savannah Bananas, 2 nights at Bank of America Stadium, 74,000 both nights. It's amazing. He's done a great job, Jesse Cole. He's actually a Wofford grad, by the way.
I did not know till last night. He's from South Carolina now. I didn't know he was Wofford grad.
Yeah, he's 42, done a great job with that brand. And then we generally have a high-profile neutral site game. We've had, if you recall, we had Clemson, Georgia a few years ago, and we intersperse those national games with regional games. This year we have a great regional game with Charlotte and App State, so we think that'll be fantastic. We've got the Ally tip-off again. If you recall, we had Caitlin Clark there a couple of years ago. University of South Carolina last year played NC State. We got Southern Cal playing NC State this coming year. And Juju Watkins, but it's not likely she's going to be well. She had an ACL right at the end of last year. But it's a great matchup. And then we're starting the Dick Vitale Invitational.
Okay.
And that's in conjunction with ESPN events. It's going to be, we think, one of the premier basketball events in the country on an annual basis. Start this year with Duke and Texas, which will be wonderful. We've got our tennis event. Last year we had Carlos Alcaraz, Tiafoe, Madison Keys, Sloane Stephens. This year we've got Taylor Fritz and Tiafoe, Madison Keys, and Venus Williams.
Goodness gracious.
Which will be a fantastic lineup. And then we go from there. ACC championships. We work with the ACC on all their championships in Charlotte. And then, of course, the bowl game with the ACC, the Dukes Mayo Bowl, ACC, SEC.
So, final question. With life comes changes. You have to keep upgrading. So, I keep seeing ideas about it's time to do something to the Bank of America Stadium. Is there anything officially in the works?
Oh yeah,
Is it scuttlebutt?
They already have a renovation plan in place. They'll be doing that over the next few years. It'll end up being an $800 million plus renovation, and so I've always felt like Bank of America Stadium was the best outdoor venue in America. The bones are great, that you can circulate both horizontally and vertically well, unlike a lot of the stadiums that were built 15, 20 years ago. Ironically, now they're reverting back to having good circulation where you can move all the way around the building. So the bones are great. Tepper Sports and Entertainment have a fabulous plan in place, and it'll be amazing.
Well, listen, as always, privileged to catch up with you. Best of luck, and if you need anything out of Cliff for that Duke basketball game against Texas, I'm sure he will volunteer right now on the spot.
It was great visiting with you as always. Thank you.